All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tellman and you are here for episode 259 of the Get Shit Done Show. 259, because there have been 259 days in 2025 so far. So welcome. During today's episode of Get Shit Done, we're going to talk about the phenomena of scarcity thinking and prosperity thinking. What's the difference between the two? How do you shift from one to the other? How do we get stuck in scarcity? How do we get out of it? How do we get into prosperity? Is it even real? All these types of things. So welcome. I've been working with myself and with others with money mindset for a long time. As a matter of fact, one of my very first information products is called the Nitro Marketing Mindset. This is a 10-disc CD set I did with Nitro Marketing. That's Matt Gill and Kevin Wilkie. Doesn't exist anymore, but the Nitro Marketing Mindset sure does. And there were three primary topics that we covered. What we did is, back in the day, Nitro was one of the first companies ever to come up with the idea of doing a webinar. And they invented a type of technology that would allow them to live stream slides. And it was called a webcast. And Nitro would do Nitro webcasts once every month or so. And it would be a big event. Nobody else had the technology to do webinars yet. Certainly not in our industry. It was very, very cool. And they do these big launches. And they did Nitro projects to come up with new products and programs. And the Nitro Marketing Mindset was one of these projects, and I was working with Nitro to create it. And so what we did is we surveyed their email list, and their email list was all entrepreneurs, all people who wanted to become entrepreneurs, business opportunity seekers, internet marketing, and students, people who wanted to learn how to make money online in some way, shape, or form. And we asked them, if you could create, have the mindset of Kevin and Matt, the owners of Nitro Marketing, what are the mindsets that would be most helpful for you in order to adopt, to have in your own business life in order to really take things to the next level? And they said, they came back, they told us exactly what was most important. They said, focus, number one. The ability to focus. The ability to get started. Getting started was the number one. Is people who get stuck in not taking action, right, to get the ball rolling. So getting started. Focus was the second one. The topic of staying focused, and then of course follow through, completing projects that you start. Right. These are all critical things as an entrepreneur, and you have to do them every day in order to keep the ball rolling, keep things going. And so I interviewed Kevin and Matt on these topics. And then I interviewed several members of their team on related topics, and then created hypnosis sessions to program those habits, those behaviors, those thought patterns into the minds of the listener. And it was really great. And so that was kind of my first foray into working with money mindset in a product kind of world. Before that, I was hypnotizing people locally in order to make more money as salespeople, right? Was one of the things that I was helping folks with. And that was where I really first discovered the idea that you could improve aspects of your ability to make money through hypnosis, through upgrading your mind, right? And so one of my best selling and highest end, the nicest product that I've ever created, where I put the most into the recording and the most into the audio and really had the whole thing super high end, is called the Wealth Method. And we recorded that several years ago, and it just dives deep into the 21 habits of the world's wealthiest entrepreneurs. Interestingly enough, I also had a product called the Millionaire Habits that was, I interviewed 13 of the highest level entrepreneurs at the time that I was friends with, Dan Sullivan, Joe Polish, Dean Jackson, a bunch of these guys. And we created a habit after each one of their biggest skills and biggest strengths. So that's the Millionaire Habits. One of my best-selling programs ever, of course, was the Prosperity Process, and we sold thousands and thousands and thousands of copies of the Prosperity Process, and people used it to upgrade their money mindset. And so one of the interesting things about prosperity versus scarcity thinking is that they're not really separate things. We can kind of, boil it down to glass half full, glass half empty. Is that, which way do you look at the world? But that's not quite enough, I don't think. I think it's more of a question of, rather than are you scarcity minded, or are you abundance minded? Are you prosperity minded? I think the question really is, how do you become more prosperity minded? How do you become more abundant in your thinking, in your beliefs about what you're capable of, about what is possible, about how much success you could have, about how much money you could have, to give you permission to actually try, right? And so how does one expand their own beliefs to encompass something greater than you're currently achieving, right? And that's where it really begins. I think that scarcity versus abundance, a great deal of it simply has to do is, where do you have your sights set, right? Where are you aiming at? What are you working toward in comparison to where you're at financially, or where your business is at financially? And so often people are just focused on where they're at, and they're wondering why they're staying stuck where they're at. It's because you don't have any goals and you're not working toward them every day. And that's one huge piece. It's not the only piece, but it's a huge piece. The second piece is not just what are your goals and what are you working toward every day, but what about your friends? What about your family? What about your colleagues? What about your coworkers? Are you the biggest thinker of anyone you know? Are you making more money than anyone you know? If so, you need to start spending more time with people up at a higher caliber, people who are achieving a higher level, in this case, financially, than you are. But we're not limiting this to financial thinking, of course, right? Like, why would you limit, if you're thinking about your physical health, if you're thinking about, hey, Liam, good to see you. And welcome everybody. This is episode, I never watched Stray Kids, but thanks, I think, Elmo. Anyway, welcome everybody. This is episode 259 of the Get Shit Done Show. We go live every single day, and we're here to help you get shit done. Today we're talking about scarcity versus prosperity thinking. If you have any questions, please ask away, though I am going to wrap this episode up in just a few short minutes because I have an appointment to go to. However, if you like this video, if you want to start reprogramming your own mind for success, I want to give you a free hypnosis session if you join our productivity community at getshitdone.com. So what you can do is you can just type into your browser getshitdone.com, and you can go join for free. And when you do, I will give you the Get Shit Done session, which is a hypnosis session that I recorded in order to hypnotize you to get shit done. And it's one of my best-selling sessions. We sell it every day. I'd like to give you a copy for free just for trying out our free community at getshitdone.com. And for those of you who are interested in booking a private session, if you've been watching a lot of these videos and you're ready to go ahead and schedule a private hypnosis session, your first one, then go to workwithtellman.com, workwithtellman.com. Yes, bald. Actually, I mean, not technically completely bald, because I did just shave my head. So not fully bald, but my hairline is seriously receding. That's right, Miguel. You hit it. Welcome, everybody. This is Tellman Knudsen. This is episode 259 of the Get Shit Done Show. Scarcity versus prosperity thinking. How do you shift from one to the other? Number one, set bigger goals. Number two, start hanging out with people who are setting bigger goals and working toward larger scale things in whatever area you want to be more successful in. If it's financial, hang out with people that make more money, right? And number three is work on your mindset. There are a lot of ways you can do it, right? You can use affirmations. You can, really, you can use affirmations, or you can use hypnosis, right? And so wealth hypnosis has been something that I've helped a lot of people out with over the years, a lot of entrepreneurs to take it to the next level. And if you haven't started using wealth hypnosis to upgrade your own money mindset, I recommend that you give it a shot. If you look at some of my previous videos, we've done a ton of hypnosis sessions, And you can try out your first one for free at getshitdone.com, where I will hypnotize you to increase your productivity, to get more of the most important stuff done that you want to get done. So if that sounds interesting to you, please go and join. And I am going to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Liam. Thank you, Zibichu, Zawanda. Thank you, Elmo, for being here. Welcome, Jim. Welcome, Faye. Welcome, Kathleen. Welcome, John. Welcome, Sunny. Welcome, Truth, but damned. Welcome, Bob and Lola and Biker Brian and Jean and Richard and Danny. Welcome, Irene, and welcome, Alex and Sus. Welcome, Mile and Julio and Bob and Motown. Welcome, Diane and Ocean 5 and Joe and Old Clutter. Welcome, Harold. Nice. I love your name. My middle name's Harold. Welcome, Margarita. Welcome, Germana. Welcome, Cowboy. Welcome, Bill. Welcome, Eddie. Welcome, Trust. Oh, there's Harold again. Welcome, Cody. Welcome, Sherry. Welcome, Candle. Welcome, Iburn, Cedar, and Richard, and Terry, and Donna, and Al. Welcome, everybody. There's so many more people. Welcome, Gyla. My name's Tellman Knudsen. This is the Get Shit Done Show. If you like this episode, then please go ahead and like this video on whatever platform you're watching on. We're live streaming on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now. And follow me on that platform. And if you want more Get Shit Done, please join us at getshitdone.com. I think you're going to love it. All right, guys, that's all for now. I will see you tomorrow. This is Tellman. Over and out. Toodles.